Think about the last time you faced something really important. Maybe it was walking into a job interview or having to talk to someone about something really hard. Or maybe it was attending a family reunion and you knew everyone was judging you. Remember that feeling in your chest, the tightening, the way your mind suddenly goes blank. You can't even think. That moment of freezing isn't a sign that something's wrong with you. That's the good news. It's actually your brain doing exactly what it's designed to do. I felt this every time I had to get up onto a stage and sing. Terror, the racing heart, the dry mouth, the shaky hands, the words in my head that said, "You can't do this. You can't do this. What if I forget my words? What if I'm off key? What if they think I'm terrible?" Every time I knew my moment was coming to be introduced, a decision had to be made. Step onto the stage or turn and run. Ever feel that way? Eventually, I figured it out. If I focused on the fear of forgetting my words, I would. But if I connected to something bigger, like my why, then I could focus on giving the gift I had to the people sitting out there in the audience. Okay, you know this is coming. There is a life lesson here. It has always helped me to get through the tough stuff in life by starting to see it as a path. We enter that path when we're born, walk all through the path, and then we leave it when we die. So imagine yourself on a long, long trek through the woods, into valleys, up mountains. This is your life. We never know what's around the corner. What we do know is that we're going to face three types of challenges. There's no escaping this. Bombs are going to go off. These are the sudden, devastating events, like your house burns down, or you find out one of your kids has cancer, or your mom dies. Those are the bombs. Boulders drop on us out of the blue, flattening us for a time. These are things like losing your job, or struggling in your marriage, or losing your shirt in a business deal. They set you back. You feel crushed under the weight. The third challenges are the rocks. These are the words that others throw at us for some unknown reason. The words that feel like mini knives hitting our hearts, causing invisible but mighty wounds, gaping wounds. We've all felt them, right? Things like criticism, judgment, expectations being put on you. Well, just like that moment before you are called to step on stage and sing for 100 people, each of these kinds of challenges will also bring that same freeze response. That moment when we realize that moment when we realize that something has happened that is taking us way outside of our comfort zone. We have a very short window where our brain stops to process. Whenever something happens, it just stops for a moment. And then we have to respond. That response requires a decision. Turn and run off the stage or stay and face the music. Okay, little pun there. Every day holds decision points, moments where we have to choose who we will be. Some decisions seem small, like, will I snap at my colleague? Some feel enormous. Will I finally stand up to my ex-husband? Each decision shapes our past in some way. The freeze response is your brain's protection mechanism. So I want you to zip back in time when people lived in nature. Think about that freeze response. It's actually your brain protecting you. It's a mechanism that's built in. Zip back in time to when people lived in nature. If you were out in the forest and a tiger came into view, what would you do? Freeze to avoid being seen. You would hide behind the closest tree or the bush. It would have been your first response. I don't want to get eaten. I don't want to die. Today, times have changed a little, unless you're somebody who's out in the woods a lot. But your brain is the same. In it is a wonderful danger detector. Bells and whistles go off when there's a threat, which still keeps you from putting your foot into the middle of a campfire or from jumping off a roof. But the problem is that your amazing brain can't tell the difference between actual physical danger and something that's causing you to have the same feelings of fear inside. Like singing on a stage for a friend who is getting married. It feels you react, and it thinks you're about to get eaten or about to die. So you freeze. The real problem here, though, isn't the freeze. It's what we think it means. This leads us to believe, I can't do this, when it actually means my brain is feeling my heart rate increase, assessing that this is a difficult situation, and is turning on all the alarms. The irony is, if we respond the same way every time these feelings come up in our lives, we end up freezing out the things that matter the most to us. The key is not eliminating fear or the freeze response, because they are not going anywhere. They are a part of our human existence. But the key is this: change your relationship with the fear. Let's imagine a simple scenario like a job interview. Those things can be absolutely terrifying. Your palms sweat, your heart races, you can hardly put two words together to make sense. Somebody gave me some great advice once when I was younger, going into a job interview. They told me to interview them as much as I was being interviewed. Absolutely changed it for me. This made me shift my focus off of myself and onto the other person. So, why does this calm you down? Because it turns you outward rather than inward, which breaks the freeze pattern, just like that. You can do this anywhere in any scenario, from singing on stage to speaking up in meetings to asking someone to marry you. It doesn't mean you won't feel fear, but you stop letting it control your actions. When you understand this pattern, when it really sinks in and you start to see the amazing possibilities, you stop trying to achieve being fearless and you start focusing on becoming brave enough. This gives you the freedom that comes from knowing you can take action even while you're afraid, even when you feel that fear. I've used this over and over. For example, when I walk into a room of strangers, fearing that I'll be criticized or unliked or stand out because, well, face it, I'm geeky or too fat and I can't carry on a conversation. Switching it to scanning the room for someone who looks as uncomfortable as I feel and deciding to go out of my way to help that person feel at home changes everything for me. It shifts my focus. I'm not fearless. I still walk into that room fearful, feeling anxious inside, but I do it. I take action anyway. I don't run away. I face it and I just shift how I look at it. The freeze response is always going to be there because my brain can't tell if something is real danger or something I need to do to grow. Whenever it feels me hesitate, it's going to tell me, stop, you're going to die. But knowing this is normal has taken me from feeling paralyzed by criticism to things like walking on fire, from hiding my voice to coaching others. This is the journey from not enough to brave enough. So, my friend, here's one thing you can do. Watch yourself. Notice one moment when you freeze and simply name it, label it. This must be something that scares me. Instead of going directly to that freeze response, which says, I can't do this. This will absolutely change your life. So in the comments, I want you to tell me, what's one situation where you tend to freeze, even though you know it matters deeply to you, even though you wish it could be so different? Think of that one situation. Let's name it. You're going to want to watch the next video because I'm going to tell you about the secret voice that's actually running your life. It's not what you think. Never mind. I'm going to tell you right now. It's the not enough voice. And yes, it is running your life. That's why you're putting off and avoiding so many good things that you wish you could do. I don't want to see you do that. So watch the next video and I will see you there.